Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. I just got chills in that moment. Ooh. Wow. I love this song. I'm so busy listening to the lyrics. Kia ora and welcome. My name's ZoeStibi and I am your vocal coach for today because we're taking a look at Faouzia with Porcelain. She doesn't need more introduction. I've never heard this song before and I'm super excited to see what she's up to with her vocal technique.
Take your heart somewhere. I don't want any of it anymore. Keep it all to yourself. I don't want any of it anymore. It hurts me to say this, but it hurts me more to stay.
Wow. Wow. We're going to have fun in this performance because she's incredible. So many wonderful little melismas already. So we got this, let me just get up to the lyrics. Take your heart somewhere else. So we've got this chest voice sound further down the range. She's got a little bit of an introduction of a bit of breath, which is beautiful. It adds for us to, grow the song from somewhere. Let's just go back on the start there.
Take your heart somewhere. I don't want any of it anymore. Keep it all to yourself.
Yourself. Okay, I was just trying to yourself. So that actually, I was thinking for a moment there, it sounded a little bit like yourself. So I was trying to figure out there what she was doing. I thought that she was doing a pentatonic scale, but actually she's just going, I'm not saying just, but she's flipping from the thicker vocal folds into falsetto. Yourself, which makes it sound like it's slightly more daring than it potentially is. It's still very, very beautiful in the way that she's using that flip. But, melismas don't always have to be like vocal fireworks.
Keep it all to yourself. I don't want any of it anymore. It hurts me to say
I don't want any of it anymore. So we're in actually a chest voice sound, but it's a little bit higher larynx position, a lot more thyroid tilt, and just a little bit of the thinning of the vocal folds. The chest voice itself has lots of different colors. We don't just have to be singing very loud if we're in chest voice.
it hurts me more to stay. My fingers are bleeding from picking up pieces you made of me. I can't let you in. My delicate skin is far too thin. Porcelain and your blade is sharp. You take it too far. It's just who you are. Cold cement and you can't resist. With your iron fist you come crashing down.
Wow, I love this song. I'm so busy listening to the lyrics. I'm trying to what's she doing with her voice? But just I love them. My is far too thin, porcelain. Oh wow, this just beautiful. And the way that she's expressing that with her voice as well. Let's just go back on that because she's sort of building up a little bit.
So bleeding from picking up pieces you made of me. I can't let you in. My delicate
I can't let you in so you can hear me. Now, we do know she plays the violin. I don't think that's necessarily why she's doing that. A lot of singers do these hand gestures because it helps them to get on the sound. And actually, we do know that gestures do help us to learn, and especially when we're talking about the voice, which is why you'll see me doing all of these sorts of gestures, because that's what I use in my own teaching. I'm talking about using thinner vocal folds, thicker vocal folds, falsetto, and it saves me, interrupting you the entire time when you're singing so that I can really show you what I want you to do here in your voice.
I can't let you in. My delicate skin is
She's really, your blade is sharp, you take it too far. So you can see, well, that's what we're hearing, that the vocal folds are quite thin in that moment, because we're not getting blaze. We're not hearing that plain change from that thicker vocal fold into the falsetto. Blade is too sharp. She's going into that falsetto sound, but you know, because we're not hearing that huge difference, we're hearing that this is thinner. Wow, I love that she's adding in just these little tiny melismas everywhere, but they're just so fast and so delicate. That's again another sure sign that she's in the thin vocal folds, because it's very hard to move the vocal folds quickly when we are using too much pressure behind them. So when the sound is too loud, it's much more difficult. Oh, wow, I just got chills in that moment. Oh, you could just feel the emotion as she's like building not only in her body, but also in her voice. And she did that lovely riff there. Not even going to pretend that I can sing that back. We're just going to have a little look at that, because you can see that it's very light. It's very low volume. The microphone is very close to her mouth. And you don't have to stand perfectly still when you're singing. She's moving her hands, but that's helping us to also to engage more with the song and to really feel what she's feeling. I don't have the same sort of finesse and that sort of stuff to my voice as Faouzia does. I actually have a tongue tie which restricts the movement of my larynx to move that quickly, but I'm getting that dealt with in November, so then I'll be able to give you an idea if I can actually get faster. It's never really been a strong point in my vocal career, actually. So that's little flip there, just going up to the note above. We don't have to make vocal fireworks when we're doing these. It's about where they're placed and what they mean is the most important thing with melismas. It hurts me to say this, but it hurts me more to stay. There you go. Okay, I actually can't quite figure out what she's doing there. I need to have a listen to it a couple more times, and that's more time than we have for this. But it is a very similar pattern going, hey. Again, I know that that's incorrect before you come at me in the comments, but it is the same pattern that she's just copying and pasting throughout. And I'm not saying Faouzia is amazing, but a lot of these melisma patterns are actually relatively easy in terms of the sequence of notes that we're using, and you'll notice that singers use the same sequence of notes. That is a fantastic tongue twister that we could use. They use the same sequences throughout their singing. So for example, this is a really great say you can just use that little ba-da-da-da-dum 5-note sequence on top of the end of your phrases to see if you can add that in first. Now, a melisma has to come at a specific point in the song, so we'll talk about that in the next break. Firstly, let's just say a massive, I didn't realize that those backing vocalists were all live. That's absolutely fantastic. Great. First of all, great sound design for someone to also mix all of those sounds and everything in a live situation. This has probably also been a little bit tweaked in post-production, but it's just such a great, I cannot stress to you how much the sound engineer is an important person in this whole creation, but also you have to have a good sound going into the microphones as well. So those background singers, absolutely fabulous, amazing work, so good at blending everything. Now we're noticing Faouzia's increasing in the energy that she's putting into the sound, and that's what I was saying about the melismas. They have to come at a specific emotional point. Why are we doing a melisma? Because the note itself that we're wanting to sing is not enough. It has to come from a kind of crying out feeling. Otherwise, it can sound a little bit trite and it starts to sound like there's just too many. And so we'd rather have I say that and then I can think of a whole bunch of singers who use a lot of melisma in their singing. So it's really your own decision. But when it comes to the beginning of your career, just be aware that some people don't always like it all over the sounds. And especially if so you just have to really stand by why you're doing all of those melismas. I think she's up on the F5. This is a perfect example of how she's changing the sound as the emotion is increasing in the song. Again, again, again. And then I think she goes up to the F. Okay, so she's actually finishing on the E, and I'm not poo-pooing that. We're up on the E5 there. Again! We're up with a thicker vocal fold. I think that's almost touching on a bit of mixed belt. We've got a high tongue, more of an open mouth position there, which we need in order to go higher in the range. But we're noticing that she's actually increased a lot of the body movement here. Let's just watch as she's going up to that high note. So she's gone, and she's pulling down. That's to increase the support in the back or increasing the tension in the back so that you can hit those high notes. So if that is something that you're struggling with, singing higher and feeling like it's stopping here, or you're reaching a ceiling, or that you just feel scratchy and uncomfortable when you're singing high, there are specific techniques that we do need to go into in order to help you to reach higher in the range. She's got an increase in the thyroid. And again and again and again. She's got that cry coming in there pretty much the whole time, but it is increasing now that she's going into those higher notes. So if you want to know more about how you can improve your vocal technique, then check out the link in the description below, because my online singing school is accepting new students, and that's exactly what we can help you to do, to basically sing without feeling like you are going to just blow a gasket when you're doing it. Again and again.
My delicate skin is far too thin. Porcelain, and your blade is sharp. You take it too far. It's just who you are. And you can't resist. With your iron fist, you come crashing down till I'm found in pieces. You're filled with regret, but soon you'll forget. And I'm left a mess in your head.
I know we're right at the end. Okay, I know we're right at the end, so we're going to say. But can you notice there that she's not doing absolutely crazy vocal fireworks? She's using specific words to take higher in the chest voice. And I was like, ah, into that falsetto-y sound.
With regret.
Yeah, I'm filled with regret. Utilizing that rather than I'm filled with regret. You don't have to always just keep on singing in this chest voice quality just because you're in it. You can also swap in and out of it.
Forget, and I'm left a mess in your head.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting. Is she not the most fabulous singer? And I really love the way in which she's creating all of these different sounds with her voice. And it's not just about, singing through the alphabet, but really about using an emotional point to create these sounds. Because ultimately, if we know how to create these sounds in a technical situation, we need to learn how to take them from the technical point and insert them into our songs. That's actually a workshop that we did just yesterday in the Vocal Academy, talking about how do we take our technique that we're learning in our exercises and our vocal warm-ups and translating that into the song. And that's something that really we need to take our brain over. We need to take it like a little child over and go like, okay, this is how you put it into your song. And that's really through a step-by-step process. If you want more information about that, check out the link in the description below. Wow, I can't wait to see more of Faouzia. It's been a while here on the channel. You can check out more of her up here. You want to learn to sing, anyone can learn to do it. You can learn to sing. I don't want to say like Faouzia in terms of we're not going to copy what she's doing, but we're going to take those aspects of her technique and we're going to go, oh, I like that and I like that and I like that. And that's how I'm going to turn it into my own sound or your own sound. We want to eventually become individual artists through learning from those who have gone before us. And I've got a huge favor to ask before you go. I want to reach 1 million subscribers here on YouTube in 2025. So if you've enjoyed this video, help a woman out and hit that subscribe button. Honestly, it really just helps me to spend more time here on YouTube with you to help you with your vocal technique. Just remember, anyone can learn to sing and I'm here to help you to do it. Have an awesome rest of the day. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.